back. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. I'm alive. Don't worry. I'm okay, guys. I know y'all miss me. It's only been like a couple days, right? We're live. We're live. About to get started. Crypto's on fire. Yep. Trump pump. 4 days. Next week's going to be interesting, too. July 14th. Which is Monday, no? Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Yeah. July 14th. That's going to be an interesting month or week, day. July 14th to July 18th. Yeah, there is some, man, what a 24 hours I had, let me tell you. Or 48 hours pretty much. What a couple days it's been. Notice like the timing too of some of this happening right now. Like I've been just starting to post charts inside the crypto long term. I've really just been starting to post charts. Notice the timing of things. While where most people kind of burn themselves out is always just buying, like buying at, you know. I gave you guys these charts. Any charts I try to give you guys are, you know, they're always good coins that you know, people always believe in long term, but when I give you guys these charts are more at, you know, not random prices, lower prices, better prices, where I try to give the charts. We could always talk about coins that we could buy and that are going to do good long term, but they're not always going to be at fair prices, or, you know, like a lot of people experience that here. Like most people spend time, let's go to Bitcoin. Like most people spent their time buying, and they just kind of got burnt out holding. Pangu, yeah, I saw Pangu's up. Pudgy Penguins. I did, notice, like, man, if you're in my inner circle, 3 and 66. Oh, another person joined today. Welcome, whoever joined. I just noticed. But 365 members yesterday. Remember, inner circle is lifetime access for anybody who joins. You get lifetime access to anything I do in the future. So just remember that. Yo, you guys in my inner circle, I just posted this this Bloomberg stuff, right? Like days ago. Like, talk about timing. So I was very eager to get you guys to watch this stuff, if you noticed. Like, I was very eager to make sure you guys watched part 1, make sure you guys went through it, because there was stuff I was like, I gotta talk about this now. There's no point in talking about this after. It's like, now's the time to talk about it. It's like when we were talking about Ethereum in March and April, or April going into May, when Ethereum was dead. Those of you guys in my inner circle, remember when Ethereum was dead? At like $1,500 a coin? Remember when we talked about Ethereum? Everyone was saying Ethereum was dead when it was down. Anyway, my inner circle should remember this back in April, before the upgrade, before the Ethereum upgrade. April 27th, we were talking about this for man. Even on YouTube, I would talk about it, because like you can only talk about something so much, and you know, I try to stay on top of gold. There's a lot of things I try to stay on top of, but you know, and there's only like I can only talk about something so many times before like time has gone by, and it's like, oh, remember when we were speaking about this, guys, and then, and you know, things add on to things we've. It's like things keep getting added on to what we talk about. April 27th was that week was that's where the signs were for Ethereum. Was April, coming into the end of April before May. Yeah, Ethereum's up today, but you shouldn't, you know, don't be surprised when you see price go up like this, and don't be surprised when price also goes down. It's the people who when prices down here are freaking out, or when prices down here are freaking out. Think about it. When Bitcoin was here, everyone was freaking out with the war. You don't want to be that person who's freaking out or overly excited or let's say panicking could be a word. Like over here, when price was down, per se, versus when price goes up. The signs were there, and the signs were there earlier, back in April 27th, March. You guys can hear me good, right? Volume's good, right? Even if we go back in, where was I? even posted this one on Twitter, and I posted this in the public Discord. Where is it? This is read this in March 1st. I gotta find the one I posted on Twitter. Hold up, bear with me for a minute. Cause like there's things that like we've spoken about in the last months that are just playing a role in where we are now. It's like people are looking for what happened today, but it's like what's been happening for the last couple of months in front of your face, right? You don't want to be that person who's acting surprised when prices like this. Because then like when price goes down, you'll just be freaking out too. Like the people right now who are like, yo, what is going on with Bitcoin? Oh my God, yo, like what the it's like, you're surprised? Like, you're shocked? like, oh yeah, it could have gone down too, but like one way or another, this is gonna happen this year. We knew that. We all knew that. And you don't want to act like, you don't want to seem like a genius. Like, don't think like I'm a genius here because I've studied thousands of hours. Anyone who understands it isn't necessarily a genius, because sometimes even the smartest people in the world are just so smart. They have such high IQs that they find every reason to convince themselves not to do something just because they're so smart, right? You don't have to be so smart to figure this stuff out, right? You have to put in time to understand things, right? Look at what I was talking about in March on Twitter. So, man, March and April, we were digging into so much. Dog with hat, Valentine's Day. Back in March, like, when Bitcoin was starting to crash, when Bitcoin was down, where is it? I'm looking for it. There it is, found it. March 24th. Market is driven by cycles, and it's important to remember that new bullish legs often begin in periods of extreme fear. Obviously, the fear and greed index can help us identify this. But it's not the only factor. When fear takes over the market, the majority of retail traders panic and sell. That's often when good real opportunities begin to emerge for those who can hold their ground. In these phases, you're likely to see big sell-offs, lower prices in general, pessimistic sentiment across the market. But remember, the greatest growth happens when the market starts to stabilize and shift. It's in those quiet, fearful moments that seasoned traders recognize the underlying strength built beneath the surface, underneath the surface. Timing the market perfectly is nearly impossible, but there are factors that can guide you toward making informed decisions. Always keep in mind that market cycles move in waves, and understanding these cycles, like recognizing when fear is peaking and when a shift is about to take place, can position you to capitalize on the next bullish leg. Stay patient, stay informed, and most importantly, stay prepared for the next opportunities that will come once the market transitions out of fear into greed. This was back in March, all right? Like, some of you guys are looking at the market right now like, oh my God. I'm looking at it like, okay, I'm getting there. Everything that I've been planning is happening. Right? So, right now, is there another one? There's that other one. I think I retweeted it. So, what I wrote here is like, disruption is key. Anything that disrupts the norm will eventually create a new wave of progress, and the masses will rush toward it. Think about how Airbnb disrupted the hotel industry, or Uber upended the traditional taxi service. These are perfect examples how innovation pushes entire industries forward. The same principle applies to money, just how we shifted from physical cash, credit cards, digital transactions, mobile payments. We're now experiencing transformation in the way we think about value. The way we think about value. 15 years ago, everyday tasks like paying for groceries or communicating with others took time and effort. Today, we can accomplish the same things in mere seconds, all through our phones, emails, and apps. Now, the next frontier is having control over your own digital money. Bitcoin and the broader concept of decentralized finance gives the power to the store, send, and receive value directly without relying on intermediate banks, blah, blah, blah. Throughout history, we've seen these shifts every 100 years or so, where the system collapses and new ones form from the ashes. Each collapse is an opportunity for something better to emerge. Bitcoin's not just digital money. It's a decentralized store of value that exists outside the control of governments or institutions, much like gold was once a stable store of wealth. It's a new way to protect wealth, hedge against inflation, way to ensure freedom over your financial future. I wrote this one night when I was probably at like 2 in the morning. Yeah, what do you know? I wrote this at one night at 2 in the morning. This is what I do. And I wrote that in March 24th. Right. So when you're looking at price right now, if you're one of those people who are like, oh my gosh, what is happening with Bitcoin? Then where have you been? Is the question I have to ask you for the last year or the last couple of months, right? Shouldn't be surprised by this at all if you've been locked in. Really. Just as if price goes down. When price goes down, you shouldn't be surprised by a market that goes down. You just have to know how to navigate through that. If you're in my inner circle, I was making sure, the other day, 5 days ago, I posted the Bloomberg analysis, right? And I was saying, drop a comment when you watch this for a reason. Like, I'm not just gonna drop something. I'm like, if drop something, watch this, guys. Watch it. If I drop something, watch it. If I was making sure. I was like, drop a comment when you watch this video, so I know you guys watch this, so I could upload the next parts. So I know you guys are watching it, so you don't miss out, potentially, on maybe what's coming. There was a lot of stuff I talked about in those videos. I did a part 1, part 2, part 3. ETH is looking like it's going to now... Companies, firms are now starting to create Ethereum treasuries, so Ethereum reserves. So it looks like that's the next direction for ETH. As dead as it was back in April, everyone was saying when Ethereum was like $1,500, $1,400, and those prices around there, everyone was saying it was dead, right? Mind you, now it's doubled since then. Just hit $3,000 today. Not that long ago, we were just at like $1,400, $1,500. It shows you how fast crypto can move. It has to move, it has to be fast. It is fast because that's what it is. That's the creation of it is something that's fast, right? All access, very fast. The signs where BlackRock ETFs really started accumulating at the end of April, and Ethereum active addresses were starting to surge in activity more than we've seen in a while. And not to mention, if you don't know, we knew this in April, Ethereum had their upgrade on May 7th. So you look at price now, let's say you're looking at price now and you're like, damn, what happened with crypto? What? It's more of like, what's been happening, right, over the last couple of months, right? It's kind of like what's been happening more so, you could say, when you really look at things. There's a lot of stuff I was talking about with ETH, you could say towards the end of April, right? A lot of videos, a lot of stuff I threw your guys' way, interviews and stuff. We talked about the Ethereum upgrade. I kept talking about Ethereum all at the end of April. I haven't told you guys about the buy I did, all the buys that I did then. So you have, what was it? There's SharpLink Gaming. I don't know if you guys heard about the company. What is it, Bitmine or something? That just sold all their Bitcoin to now stake into ETH treasury, ETH reserve. So it looks like now, like that's where some attention's gonna go now, is starting these ETH treasuries, ETH reserves, because you can stake ETH too. So you have that utility there where these big firms are probably gonna be more than willing to hold the asset so they can receive staking rewards. You have different, yeah, Nasdaq listed GameSquare secures 8 million. Yeah, another one. So there's another company I didn't know about, the GameSquare. There's SharpLink Gaming. There's also Tom Lee. If you really wanna do some stuff on Ethereum, look at what Tom Lee, the billionaire Tom Lee, is saying about ETH. Tom Lee, $250 million, if I'm not mistaken, into ETH. Tom Lee backs ETH. Go on YouTube, go on Google, and look into even Tom Lee Ethereum. I mentioned that a couple of days ago to look into that as well. Like a lot of stuff 5 days ago, 6 days ago, 7 days ago, and 10 days ago, between like the last 10 days, there's a lot of stuff that I was mentioning. Like yo, look into this, guys. Look into this. Look into this. Like I don't just say this stuff for a reason. Like if I say, yo guys, look into this video. Yo guys, research this. Yo guys, look up this. Like, yo guys, look this up. Like nudge nudge type of thing. Like, so like again, I'm bringing this up again because someone asked about ETH. I know I brought this up a couple of days ago, and all through the week, anytime I was streaming, there was a couple sessions I talked about this. Especially if you're in Inner Circle. But ETH, Tom Lee, if you want to look at any ETH information, go look at what he says about it. He is doing another like ETH treasury strategy, kind of pretty much like it looks like you're gonna have companies and firms do like a micro strategy for Ethereum next. Ethereum micro strategy. What Michael Saylor did for Bitcoin, maybe for ETH, you might see that. It brings any company that really puts their toes into the water, like you know they say they test the waters, jump into the lake, in the pond or whatever. Any company right now any company especially, let's just say that's on the Nasdaq or something like that. Any Nasdaq listed company right now, realistically, if they're dipping their toes into the crypto world, they're gonna get a lot of attention to them, maybe too, as well. Like, you know, a whole nother like attention and faces hearing about your I don't know who GameSquare is, but the only reason I know about GameSquare, again, just like SharpLink Gaming. Remember when we talked about SharpLink? Now everybody's talking about SharpLink. I was one of the first people to probably tell you guys about SharpLink Gaming. When did I do that? But I don't know which Discord it's in, but it's out here somewhere. I'm gonna find it. Just like SharpLink Gaming, like I didn't know who SharpLink Gaming was until I saw that they acquired Ethereum. All these companies that kind of pop up. I forget where I put the SharpLink Gaming. I know I've talked about SharpLink Gaming. Forget where we put that. There's a lot of stuff. But for anybody who tunes in consistently, you know, we talked about even SharpLink Gaming. It's another company that, again, doing like a micro strategy for Ethereum type of thing, a reserve for Ethereum. Now, you think about, like, obviously, like, how long has Bitcoin been around compared to ETH? Bit of a difference when Bitcoin was made, like when the white paper for Bitcoin came out versus when ETH came out. Well, you can see what price can do in a day. So price movement like this when the market goes full bullish lasts maybe a few months, not a long time, like months of movement like this, but days of it, weeks of it. Do I think it'll hit 7,000, 8,000 this run? A lot of people are calling out 7,000. I mean, I was saying when it was at like 2,300, even if it just goes to 2,300 to 5,000, that's good. It's doubling. It's you don't need ETH. Like if you need ETH to go to 7,000 because you're like, I need, like, maybe you don't understand the value of ETH just even going to like 4,000 or 5,000. Because ETH going to 4 or 5,000 does a lot for like the whole market. All the others, a lot of alternative coins. So like 7,000, yeah, a lot of people are calling out a price like that. It's possible, just depending on how fast the market goes. By the end of the year, like I see like a peak being made on Bitcoin by the end of the year, going into 2026, like December, January, around there. Depends on how fast the market moves until then. The market could move fast until then, but realistically, like ETH even going back to just 4,000-5,000 like all-time highs is gonna do a lot for the whole market basically if that happens. So that's even like, might be like, oh, we've already been to that price, but like your altcoins will pump, meme coins will pump, certain coins will pump, like especially coins that are on Ethereum. So even just like going back to 4K and 5K is good for the market. There's force here now. Like we've tapped this level. Like the market, the thing about some of these cryptos is a lot of them are still really down, like on the chart, yearly lows, and have not gone back to their all-time high. So if you're looking at crypto right now, like you have a lot of charts that like pretty much like we're like this. Let's go to this one. This is a good one. We have a lot of charts that are like this. Right. They had, whoops. Yeah, you have a lot of charts that are still like this, and they, really low, yearly low levels. Like they really pumped up and then came down, and for a couple years have been sort of just sideways, more accumulating at yearly low levels. Yearly low levels, for instance, like this was 2022, 2023, like you have 2023, 2024, 2025. So you have like a yearly low area here on the chart. A lot of coins are like that, where their all-time highs up here now. The likelihood of every coin going back to its all-time high is very low. Not every single coin is going to go back to its all-time high, because there's just so many coins now. There's just way too many coins now that the money is very far spread out. So unless like the money gets more spread to the top, like the money always works from the top down too, is one thing to understand. The likelihood of like a lot of coins going back to the all-time high this year is very low, just because of how many coins there are and how far the money's spread out. So good coins could go back to their all-time high. I wouldn't be looking at the charts like, I wouldn't be, if you see charts like this, that there's a high here and they're down, I wouldn't be like looking at it like you have to hold till then, right? A lot of charts probably aren't going to do that this year just because there's so many coins now. So you got to be selective in some good coins. There's a lot of charts you can see that are at yearly demand, yearly low levels, where they're probably going to go up from. Like if you're looking at, anyone who learned trading or investing when they first got into it was probably told like you got to buy low, sell high. So like if you were looking at the market the last couple of weeks, it was in like a buy low area, cheaper area. Where do most traders get in? Like when the hype is real, when people are making money and people's bags are pumping, and when everyone's basically making money. Everyone hasn't been making money in the last couple of months unless they're just a Bitcoiner or more of like an ETH person, XR, like depends on your portfolio really. Like most people understand will come in when the market's going up. Most people will kind of have conviction and buy at higher prices. Higher prices is more expensive, right? So when markets are low, you got to think of that's cheaper prices, more value prices. It's very simple, but most traders really like act on the market when you get days like today. This is like days like today, even is when most traders are gonna be like, yo, I gotta buy this, like, because price maybe convicts them of that because they see a day like this. So even days like today are where traders become more confident to jump into the market more, not when it's like down. So it's like when you're looking at things you want to buy, you got to look at like, okay, is it cheap relative to, you know, a lot of these coins are cheap relative to where the yearly lows are. Like this is Avalanche. Avalanche is low compared to where the yearly lows are. So a lot of coins are in this, still in the same yearly low, yearly demand area, or a longer term they could go up from. So you have a good amount of coins, like a good amount of projects that are still, I would say, at low. Like Dog with Hats moving, that's above $1 again. Like you have a lot of things. Some are in the middle. See, I talked about this 5 days ago. I made a video on it and I posted it in the Discord. If you're in my inner circle, like a lot of things were coming to areas where it's like, okay, they're low on the price chart. Like I could visually see, like, this is low on the price chart. Why? Because from here, it goes up, right? It goes up from here. It doesn't go below, but, well, it has been below, but simple on the price chart, we are low. We're low, so we're cheaper. Ondo came super low. There's a lot of good coins that came super low. A lot of good coins that came super low, like pretty much everything. And then you have, you know, most things are pumping. Some things, there's still things that you could look at in the top 100 or a bit outside the top 100 and you'll find them at, like, Trump coin is super low if you like meme coins, but it's obviously not a Bitcoin, Ethereum, or Solana, but it's like a lot of coins are literally at the lowest point. Like that's low. Trump coin's low. Crypto.com, if you zoom out, that is low on the chart. Avalanche is low. ADA technically still low, not at its yearly low, kind of at 2025's yearly lows. But like you have all this support down here. It's, you know, ADA is kind of in the middle here of like where the yearly lows are. So yeah, some coins are kind of like Jasmy's low. Like, see this chart? This chart's low. So a lot of things are low. You could find some things right now, like Bitcoin. Most people are gonna be scared to Bitcoin. I'm gonna get DMs like, I know I'm gonna get messages on Instagram asking like, is it a good time to buy Bitcoin right now? Like today, tomorrow, through this week, I'll get DMs. I probably have some if I go through my Instagram messages. I'll get DMs. People ask because of today's price action. Is Bitcoin good to buy? Is Bitcoin good to buy? Or, you know, I think if you study Bitcoin, you know what and why you're buying it. Like, and your goal is to own more over time. Like I said on a session recently, I forget which session, but I said there's people right now who just don't care about the price. Their goal is to get to 500 Bitcoin or 300 Bitcoin or 200 Bitcoin, numbers like that, or 1,000 Bitcoin or more, right? There's companies. It's not just people. It's companies. So like the kids, like if you can't stay in the game, it's like the kids are done playing with their toys type of thing, and the big boys are picking them up. Institutions, companies, Wall Street, companies. Like you have Japan, Metaplanet in Japan. They're gonna keep buying until they reach like X amount yearly. They plan on buying X amount through the year of Bitcoin. Ondo came to monthly demand. A lot of coins, guys, came to like monthly demand. Look at HBAR. So what you got to pay attention to is what's happening. Everyone's been distracted by the war, Donald Trump, Elon Musk, this, interest rates, that, but like really, like look into what's happening in 4 days from now. In 4 days, on the 14th, well, you have Crypto Week coming in 4 days. Next week. So next week's Crypto Week. Look at what this week did. It might just send all July. Probably do the same thing it did this week, and then maybe it might. This is interesting. Next week. This is next week's news. The Clarity Act for Bitcoin, Anti-CBDC, Surveillance Act, and then the Genius Act. This is next week. Monday starting. 14th to 18th next week. There's something happening underneath people's feet. Like, there's a massive shift incoming July 14th. Financial system is evolving quietly beneath your feet. The U.S. Federal Reserve officially switches the FedWire fund service to ISO 20022. If you know what this is, then you know. If you know, you know. If you don't know, I'll go over some things. I'll post something up. But these different cryptocurrencies fall into this category. Certain assets like these ones were built for this, and like a few more too as well. I'm missing some on there. QNT, add QNT on there. Yeah, so this is interesting. We just had this war go on, 12-day war. A lot of people are saying the war was like a distraction, while this kind of just slipped under the Senate and everything. And it's just like so much to keep up with, but XRP potentially has like a big part of this infrastructure and stuff. Coins like XRP, XLM, these ones, XRP, XLM, Algo, and HBAR. So this is next week. Yo, next week. This sounds interesting. Pretty much happening like right in front of us. So yeah, like we say, pay attention. This space is pretty much, like, you could say, moving fast, right? So this is, yeah, the US stablecoin bill. That thing's been, if you've heard US stablecoin bill, you've heard that probably thrown around a lot. That is set to pass. Programmable dollars. This I don't think all this is a coincidence. So the real flipning happens after September. So after August, after September, the real flipning. So the real flip will happen after August and September. So around November. That's when really the real big boom will happen. The real flip. That's when Swift completes its migration. So this will enable real-time cross-border liquidity. So November is when the real flip will happen. So yeah, just buckle up. Like, it's exciting what you see today, but after September, you still have July. All this stuff's being passed right now. I know. But like after September, October, and that's when a lot of ETFs start to have their deadlines. If I posted this in school community, any of you guys in here, a lot of these ETFs, is Pengu on here? Oh, I got the Pengu. This is the other one that doesn't have Pengu on it. Pengu's on. Let me pull the one that has Pengu on it. If you look, a lot of the final SEC deadlines for these ETFs that are being filed by different firms, well, not different firms, the same big firms that already have Bitcoin and Ethereum ETFs. So all that goes towards like October, November, which is like when the Swift migration starts. The Swift migration is in November, by the way. So Swift migration in November. All right. Swift migration enables real-time cross-border payments, cross-border liquidity. If you look at some of these coins and their deadline dates, you have October. I went over this 5-6 days ago. If you're in my inner circle too, I went over this. I posted this 5 days ago. So yeah, like the pump we're seeing, like nothing. The pump we're seeing is good. Right now I'm long on. Well, I closed. I was long. I had like some Sol longs, some LTC long. I closed some profit. I'm long on CRO right now. Made some money today. His account's, yeah, almost at 40 now. Get in there. Right now I'm just long on CRO. Just gonna hold that. I don't have a liquidation price right now, so I'm holding. I'm trying to hold this for the next pump, big pump. See if I take profits far. So maybe a swing trade for me more. Not a. This is a long trade. Might hold it. Might just hold it for the month. To be honest, hold it till next week. To be honest, I might just hold this. This is the big. These are small. These are really small trades. These are small. These are baby trades now. I took some profit on this and this. CRO. That's decent sized trade. It's pretty decent size. I mean, 223,000 CRO. It's a $21,000 value trade. What is this level? No, that's the only thing I'm in right now is CRO. I'm gonna try swinging this. Swinging it. Let's see how it plays out for the next week or two. Going into next week's crypto week. Last night, like I didn't sleep the other night. I was longing with dog with hat. This account, I got this up to like 40,000 almost. I was longing dog with hat, Solana, Litecoin. CRO's low. Apparently Trump, so CRO, crypto.com. Bro, I just had that here. There it is. It's pretty low. It pumped the other day because of some news. Low on the chart, like really low. Looks like pretty much Litecoin's chart, similar. Like one of those coins that's in a low area where it could go up from. Right, you look at this chart and be like, okay, this could go up long term, but it's obviously not. It's hard to time these things because the market could come back down and it could go up long term, right? Yeah, this thing's low. Trump. Trump Media files for True Social crypto blue chip ETF hosting a mix of digital assets. Kronos is on there. And XRP, Solana, Ethereum, Bitcoin. So look at these. So CRO's on there. Could be an interesting one to keep an eye on this year. It's low. It's low on the chart. So, I mean, again, like most people come, you have better odds when things are lower, right? In trading. Most people come in with the hype, like when price is like really extremely bullish, moving, pumping. Like look where Bitcoin is. Bitcoin's all-time highs right now, right? And Solana, look at the price of Solana. Solana in November and December and January, the first time Bitcoin hit this price, what was Solana? So when Bitcoin was here, Solana was going to the 300s. When Bitcoin was over here. When Bitcoin was up here, Ethereum was at $4,000, right? I'm long CRO. So these are small trades though. Like I could hold these forever, to be honest. These are so small. Like it's 12 Sol, 30 Litecoin. Yeah, these are so small. I could hold these for a while if I wanted to. They're small trades. The Sol and Lite, because I already closed most of them. The big position right now is CRO that I have open. It's decent size. Like it's decent sized position. It's not massively huge, but it's decent if it performs well. But think about where Bitcoin is right now. Like Bitcoin when we were in December, January. Where were all the other cryptos then? Right? You can kind of wrap your head around that for a minute. It's like all the other cryptos were way higher than they are right now when Bitcoin was there. That kind of tells you we still have more room to go. If you can kind of wrap your head around what I'm saying, it kind of tells you we have more room to go. Because like, if this was the peak for Bitcoin, then it'd be like everything else would probably be a bit higher, a bit on the higher side. So we probably have some more room to go for Bitcoin. So some of these coins catch up more. Yeah, definitely a great day. July 14th, next week's gonna, we'll see. I don't like being optimistic, but I feel like next week's gonna be a big week. I always say that. I don't like, not being optimistic. Some of you guys have heard me say that. But next week probably gonna be looking like it's gonna be potentially a big week. But yeah, like if you're looking at the here's where most people are probably gonna make a mistake in crypto this run. They don't realize there's only a select handful of coins that are gonna make ETFs and people are looking for ETFs and stuff. But where a lot of people are probably gonna mess out this year is just holding too long, trying to hold coins until they go back to their full all-time highs. Probably not everything. You're probably not gonna see every coin go back to their all-time highs. So if like you're looking at every crypto, like you're buying it because of where it's gone, where it's been. Like not every coin's been back. I like focusing on the ones that have been back to their all-time high, right? So like I even have a good amount of cryptos that have, this chart's a good example. Like if you're buying a crypto because it's been here, and it's like you might, I don't want to say you're doing it wrong. Like obviously, like buy low, sell high, but like not every crypto that you see in the top 100 is gonna return back to those levels. If they all do, then I'm mega wealthy, and that would be insane. But probably not. They stand a lesser of a chance this run. Like a lot of coins stand a lesser of a chance to do that because there's just so many coins now, and the money's so far spread out with how many coins there are. There's not enough money there now. Oh no, I didn't really. I traded gold at the beginning of the week. Was looking for buys beginning of the week, but the last like 24 hours was just looking at crypto charts, focused on crypto, barely sleeping, portfolio fluctuating. It's like if people were asking me what's gold doing today, I was like, bro, have you seen crypto? I can't even focus on gold right now. Crypto's moving like crazy. Pretty much like missed most of gold I pretty much missed most of gold this week. Crypto was going crazy this week. Dog with hat. I caught a buy on dog with hat this week. That was nice. Caught some Solana buys. Litecoin. Yeah, so SZE, I don't know what that is. Zek. I put Zex. Is that Zeus or no? I don't know. This I don't know. I don't know this coin. Is it a top coin? What's the price at? $4. This looks like a top coin. It's probably another altcoin. I don't know this coin. It's Zcash. Oh yeah, Zcash. Okay, Zcash. Yeah, that's familiar. Okay. It's another low, like, see, same like that. Like, it's another chart that It's another one of those that's like super low, yearly lows. Like, there's so many charts like this that will explode probably later. Like this person said, explode. Like Bitcoin dominance isn't really in a place for these coins to explode fully. It's starting to drop now, and Ethereum dominance is going up a little bit. I think a coin like that would probably pump in like a full. This isn't alt season. This is not alt season. Alt season would come, let's say, when Bitcoin's like when Bitcoin dominance is falling. Yeah, Zcash. Yeah, like Zcash, I've heard of it. I never dabbled into it or did much research on it. I've seen it around. Like we could do technical analysis on it. And obviously, technicals it's low, right? Like it's been in a pretty long accumulation for a while, and it did go up to what, like $78. I don't know anything about this coin. But when you look at where it's been, where's it been? Hey, this is its all-time chart. Yeah, you have to look like, yeah, if you're looking at the far, you have to look at the closer all-time highs, like the ones that are closer in. Like the closer prices to it. First, I could see it going like back to here, but you know, here, you know, yeah, it's the same level right there. 81, yeah, I'd probably double. I don't know anything about this coin. It might be one of those more expensive coins that double, like a Litecoin. Yeah, Zcash. I feel like it'll hit $300. And based on this chart, that's like here, right? Like these highs, those are closer ones. I don't know anything about this coin though. But yeah, like on a day like this, it obviously moves. Just like kind of everything. At least yeah, it's in the top 100, so that's, you know, that's good. That's decent. It's in the top 100, so stands out there. Yeah, Bitcoin new all-time high. What do you know? Yeah, gold pretty much missed a lot of gold this week because crypto took over the charts for me here. Maybe we get a 4-hour bearish close later tonight or tomorrow, but keep an eye on the crypto space, guys. As you can see, today, huge day, and I don't think it's over yet. I think this stuff is just warming up for the end of the year. But we're back. We're streaming again. Took a day or two off here, a couple days off. I'm watching the charts like crazy. Yeah, looks like. Remember what I was saying about Solana and $150? Yo, I was saying that. How many streams? Too many. Again, like there's so many things I say that it's like, yo, like literally $150. How many of you guys remember that? Come on. Like even this week, I was pulling it up on the black chart, that I use. Solana like above 150. I've timelessly talked about that here on the streams and well, the last couple streams we've done. I think at some point it'll, yeah, like most bear markets will drop. Like you've seen Bitcoin drop 32% this year in tariffs. So yeah, like percentage closer to 70 is possible. Like I would say 50, 60. Solana's above 150, and like I said, like if it goes above 150 and it holds above 150, we could push. We've been talking about that on some streams. But yeah, that's gonna be it for the night. We're gonna wrap it up real quick here for the night, guys. I'll keep you guys posted in the Discord. I don't think this is the all-time high yet. Like the 70-80% crash, you know, drop could come at a higher price. Like I don't think 70-80% from here. Like I think maybe 60 to 70% from still a higher price, like 150, 160, 170, those higher prices. Not from here. You get a 70-80% crash from here, right? You're going down a lot. I don't think you know, that would be a lot. I don't think that from this price, maybe that would probably take a bigger price, maybe even like 200K down 70% gives you back to prices that might make a bit more sense. But yeah, yo, I'm gonna wrap it up. Like if you go to two, like from here, no, but maybe from different prices higher up. As Bitcoin, if you look at its bear markets, like so same with its pumps, like as it goes on over time, like the first pumps were the first run went like crazy percentages. Like these first runs that it did like 1,800, 2,000%, 4,000, 5,000%, and then the runs gradually get to lesser percentages kind of over time. Same will probably go like for corrections over time. You'll probably see like these bear markets that were like 70% go to like 50, 60, 55, 60, 65, 70 maybe then. Like that type of stuff. The thrust up won't be as like crazy as they used to be like in the beginning. But Bitcoin, like here Bitcoin went up, you know, 1,500%. But then we probably won't get like those 1,500% from bottom to top anymore as it graduates. Same thing as like the bear markets. The bear markets might go a little less sound as time goes on. 70%, that 70-80% you're saying is probably gonna be like a little bit less, but still significant enough. Probably to even come back to the 70s and 80s at some point, wherever we even go. Think about it. Like if we go to 200K. If we go to 200K a coin, like, and you drop 70%, you're still coming back to like the 70s and 80s, right? So wherever we go, I think we'll still return back to 100K or even 70s and 80s. Like we go up to 170, I still think we'll return back to here. Right, keep going, but we're gonna wrap it up for now, guys. It's gonna be it for tonight. I'll be on tomorrow, sometime tomorrow. Keep you guys posted. It's been a crazy week. Busy week. Fun week with crypto though. Crypto bags up. Yeah, right now I'm just long on CRO and Litecoin and Solana. Litecoin and Solana are small positions now though, because I closed most of them. So CRO only thing. Looking right now is a good time to look at things that haven't crazily pumped. Things that are low. Yeah, Ondo pumped. That would have been a good buy. Sui broke $3 and look where it's at right now. ICP's still pretty low. Chainlink pump nice. Dot's really low. KSM's low. IMX is low. Render's low. Gala's low. Litecoin's kind of low when you look at it. Yeah, Litecoin. Jasmine's low. There's a lot of coins. Like Avalanche is low. CRO is low. Like I've just so many coins I just named that are low. Well, Dog with Hat's still technically low if you look at where it's been. Solana, like a lot of people are saying Solana's undervalued because think about it. When Bitcoin was here, where was Sol? Or where was ETH too? A lot of things are low, but I'm out.